Hello everyone, so thank you for joining us. We're here on location in beautiful Pokhara, Nepal, one of my favorite places on earth. And I'm joined today by my friend Toni from Beijing, China. Hello Toni.
Hi, Danny.
Can you maybe introduce yourself and tell us a little about what you do? How did you get started on this nomadic journey that led you here?
Sure. So I was born in China, but grew up mostly on the East Coast, New York of the US. And I've been a nomad for 6 years. And what inspired me to first start is all the studying abroad that I had done, but also seeing my family back in Asia every few years. I'd always felt like a citizen of the earth and didn't like the thought of living in one place anyway. So this was my first co-living though, because before I was nomading on my own with Airbnbs. What do I do for work? I am mostly a cartoonist now, based on and educating and empowering others through my art and my writing and other creative things like courses and direct one-on-one coaching sometimes based on my past life as a doctor. I was a women's health gynecologist and also a family medicine doctor, so I've had a long journey.
Yeah, we're often seeing this common theme here where people are from one place but usually living in another place or exploring other places. So even though, you're from China, I'm from the US, we still feel like we are world citizens and, still try to figure out what are our real places in the world. And so we see that a lot. We have like 8 or 9 different countries represented here at this current co-living, but I think everyone is living in a different place than where they're from. So that's very interesting, I think. What is it that brought your interest in this co-living here in Nepal, or piqued your interest?
Yeah, I mean, this was, I think a lot of other people just saw your post randomly on one of the digital nomad groups, and the photos were just so amazing. The mountains, the snowy mountains, would also contrast with the green, the lush green and the blue. And I just had no idea Nepal was this beautiful. And my list, I'd wanted to go and live in every country for at least a month to really experience the local culture and get an understanding and see how other people live. I'm such a naturally curious person. And so I just thought, hey, this is a great opportunity to come to Nepal with people for companionship and also people who know this place well. So it just seemed like a no-brainer. Like I wanted to join last year, but I was feeling kind of burned out. So I was glad that I rested and then came back out. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, I have to say, for me personally, I came to Nepal about 6 years ago, and I've been pretty much everywhere, and I really just fell in love with the simple charms here, the beautiful nature, the scenery, just the innocence here, I think, that you see in people. And so for me, it's just a place to really just relax and recharge when I'm tired of traveling, or when I want to break from work or something like this. I find it's a perfect atmosphere. Would you say that's your impression as well? I'm curious to hear about your impressions.
Yeah, I've spent a month here now, and yes, I just thought the people have been so warm and welcoming, and I feel so safe here. And they really try to include you, even though there's a language barrier. But they're always smiling at you. They always invite you to dance with them, and that's just they've been so lovely. They remind me a bit of the people in Thailand, also just very welcoming and open to foreigners and all people really. So
There's
I
a
really
sort
love
of
that.
innocence and purity in people's hearts, and you can tell that they don't have any ill intentions, and it's really nice when you're coming from a place that you feel is very competitive, and you have to race to get ahead, and keep up with the Joneses and things like this. So there's not any of that pretension here, and that's one reason why I feel very at home here myself. I guess you do too, as well, right?
Yeah.
So how has the hospitality or the interactions with Nepali people impacted your stay? Tell me a bit about your experiences there.
I just thought they've been great. I mean, I think the people who are hosting the co-living or the hotel we're staying at, Hotel Kings, they've been incredible. Just whatever requests that we've had or things to talk to them about, they've just been, I feel like, going above and beyond. Like sometimes it's like, oh, can I have like this for breakfast instead? They're like, yeah, no problem. Just like, and they've also, like we weren't able to stay at the other place from last year, so we didn't have a kitchen initially, but they were like, yeah, no problem. We cleared out space in the fridge for us, and then let us. And then when I've tried to cook my own meals, they keep trying to help me. I'm like, no, it's okay. Like, you don't need to cut my vegetables. You don't need to wash my dishes. But I just
They try a bit too hard to be helpful.
Yeah. So
But even outside
so
of the premises, like, we've gone to villages and stuff, and really integrated in the community. And maybe you can tell me a bit about that experience. Like last week where we went to one of the villages, and they let us eat with them for free, and we were dancing with them and everything. Like,
that was incredible. It's like we tried to like give them some money for the food. They're like, no, just enjoy. And it was incredible food. And then also the dancing, even when their speaker broke, they were like, yeah, we're gonna like make our own music. And they really wanted us to dance with them.
Yeah, so much fun. It's like being a kid again, just to be around so much love, and they're just so generous and inclusive as well. It's like family, like one world family. So it's amazing. So what have been some of the highlights of the activities and things that you've done here?
Oh, so many. I mean, we do organize events with the co-living. I really enjoyed the kayaking on the lake, or the boat. I've enjoyed the hikes as well. The mountains have been incredible here. Like, if you've been to Switzerland, you kind of can see like a snowy mountain, or Colorado or Japan, you can see the giant snowy mountains. But here it's like the Himalayas. There's a whole stretch of the snowy mountains. So those have really been the highlights for me, just the beautiful nature. And even just walking up 10 minutes from the back of our hotel, just up that hill, we can see the snowy mountain, the Annapurnas already. So
it's the only city in the world where you can see like 8,000 meter plus peaks, from your room, basically. Yeah, it's incredible. And kayaking on the lake at sunset is always magical, and swimming in Bagnes Lake was a ton of fun.
Oh yes, that's it. Yeah.
And the hike we did this weekend was just incredible as well. So that's one reason why I picked this place, was because just having all the nature in your backyard is amazing. Like, I love Thailand, for example, but if I want to go to a nice beach, maybe I got to go 4 hours by car, from Bangkok or something like that. So, it's a bit of a trip. But here I can just, walk behind 5 minutes, and I'm listening to the birds singing, and I see some of the tallest mountains in the world right in front of me. So that's really special, especially when I want to kind of create that balance. Do you find that this is a good place to balance work and leisure?
I think so. I think I overdid it a little bit the first month, but I'm staying 2 months. So I'm like, okay, the first month is just, I was so excited to be with other nomads and have all these great chats with them all, and having companionship, because I've been solo traveling for 5 years of the 6. And it was just like so much fun to get used to. But I do appreciate I'm getting into a workflow now and a routine. Since I make my own hours, it can be hard to stay on track, but I found great accountability buddies. We do a mastermind every week, and people are always so inclusive too. They're like, oh, I'm gonna work from here today, from this cafe, like, would you like, if anyone would like to join? And it's been great to have that focus.
Where else would you have a group of friends where everyone's from like 8 or 9 different countries, and you're all singing karaoke together, or doing all these, hiking together, all these other fun things? Like, it's a unique opportunity. And I noticed when I first did the co-living in Greece 2 years ago, like, that's something that I was missing in my life, being a solo traveler for so long, is just having that feeling of a family around you, and just being able to come together in the evenings or go places together. This is something that was lacking from my life as a solo traveler. So, having the community and the people around is one of its the greatest rewards as well. And you've definitely been very social, but I know that some people, like some of the people that came from the UK, from London, like Leanne, they found this a good place to work without the usual distractions and routine, to kind of create that space to do something new or to focus on a project, which is also nice as well. So have you... do you think that this would be a good place to come in and get work done? I know that you're going to focus on that this next month, right? Do you think this environment is a good place for like productivity and personal growth?
I think so. I mean, there's just the access to nature. Even right now from my room, the view from my room, I could just sit at my desk and look at that view and feel inspired, just because we're on top of a hill and you see all the colorful houses, and I can see part of the lake and then the little hills behind the lake. So I wish I could show them the view, but I just think that would be a good place to get work done. So Yeah, I think there's a lot of great spots, and there's a lot of very modern, advanced cafes too that you could work from. So similar to in Thailand, they have a lot. That's
Yeah.
yeah.
Usually when people see Nepal, they see the pictures of the mountains and such, and not like the nice cafes and workspaces and restaurants and things that we've been going to. And they're often surprised all the options and the good food that's here as well, and how much there is to do as well. So that's also a lot of fun to discover that too. Would you say what would you say is your most memorable moment so far from your experience here? I mean, there's been a lot, right?
Yeah, I can't just pick one. I mean, I guess, yeah, still the mountains. I was blown away. I didn't expect us to be able to see them so clearly and to be so close to them. It's like we just hitchhike, or we just grab a local bus 45 minutes and we went somewhere, and it was just, yeah, so cool. And I think sharing that with others too, it was very special, because I found that a lot of my experiences, because I'm more of a people person, is like, still introverted but enjoy people.
Yeah.
So right on like the ambivert maybe. So I just always, things are always better when shared, I think, especially with people who also get it and have some similar values. And we all value living life differently, adventure, freedom, and for the entrepreneurs, like really being true to yourself, authentic expression of what we feel like we're meant to do in this world, like the life purpose, rather than building someone else's dreams, but building our own dreams. So I find that really inspiring to be.
And you have a
people.
lot of people with like can-do attitudes, like if you back home, if you say I want to travel to Nepal or travel for a year or something, like people will tell you to get real, get realistic.
Yeah,
you don't have any of that here.
Yeah.
Like Tanja, as soon as she arrived, she's like, I think I found my people here. Nothing is taboo, like any idea is encouraged.
Yeah.
So that's really nice. Would you say that this experience has like changed your perspective on travel and life in any way?
I think it has just reinforced what I had thought, which would be that traveling with a family or a nomadic tribe would be much preferable to what I was doing before, like solo traveling. Because just for me, being introverted, starting over again, getting to know people, takes a lot of my energy, and I feel like doing it over and over again each month or each new place that I go is tiring. And so this just really affirmed that, community is great. Like I personally, if I'll share, that I was worried I wouldn't really deeply click with anyone, like just because in the past I've been in programs and things, like when I was in my medical training, I felt like I didn't click with anyone there, and so I was really nervous, like, is it worth spending extra money on the co-living experience if I don't really get like a long-lasting friendship out of it, at least one. So but it really was like those fears just really went away, and I was just like, wow, this is great. And so I think it really makes me even now more want to travel with people and like prioritize traveling with companions and people. So
that's
hopefully good. I can just keep doing that. I'm inspired to like host my own co-livings in the countries I know well, and also meet up with people as we overlap on our journeys. So it's just made travel even more exciting again for me, because I was feeling a little burned out last year after doing it for a while.
That emphasis on relationships reminds me of that quote I heard in school where you talk about the value of relationships, and it said like, it went, make new friends but keep the old. One is silver and the other is gold.
Oh.
Yeah,
I
so
hadn't heard that one.
okay.
Keep the old.
So maybe the relationships are the true treasure, I guess, from the experience perhaps.
They are for me, more than career and just my personal values. And for me, I also was drawn to being a digital nomad and remote work, because then I get to spend as much time as I want with my loved ones. Like I visit someone, I don't have to be like, only have 1 or 2 weeks PTO, sorry. And then, only see them once a year. But now I could be like, I can work while I'm here with you. And especially as my family is getting older, I want to be there for them in their old age and just things like that. I just feel like nowadays being able to be a digital nomad and remote work is so meaningful. Like we have the option of doing that. You don't necessarily need to be traveling around all the time. You could just be like, I want to spend more quality time with people I love before we lose that time together.
Yeah, that's well said. And one of the best gifts you can give someone is the gift of your presence and your time and being all there, rather than just going through the motions like a lot of people do, going through a to-do list and, running around ticking boxes, but actually being present. Is there any like final thoughts or advice that you would share to someone who's considering of coming to Nepal and joining this experience?
Oh, just come try it out.
Just try it out.
Yeah, just try it out. Yeah, it's very safe. It's a great experience. I would recommend it. And you could always come for, I think, even 2 weeks. You know, it doesn't necessarily need to be a whole month. You can come, in the middle. I know Tanya came like mid-February to mid-March, and so whatever suits your schedule. But I would say just try it out.
Yeah, we try to be flexible to accommodate everyone. But one reason why we do a month is just so that we have more time to spend together and to do everything, because there really is a lot to do here. Yeah, and we do keep quite busy as well.
Yeah, and February just flew by, so.
Yeah, I think what you're also saying in a sense is like, don't overthink it, you know, just try it.
Just try it out. What's the worst case scenario? You can just leave too, or, you know, you can go off. Like there's so much to see even on your own here, so if you're not finding you like this for a living for whatever reason, like there's so much you could do, and like India's nearby, Sri Lanka's nearby, you can turn it into a whole trip. But Nepal's been really lovely.
Yeah, well, thank you for sharing your experience, and it's been a pleasure having you.
Thank you.